Hi, would you like a quick tour of the contents? A demo is available for the course with the first module. So if you want to have a look at that, then you can. There's a link in the product. But if you want a high level overview of what's included, then let's do it now. There is a toolkit which you can download, which is part of the course. Now, from my website at isaacblue.com, you can get all the mandatory documents for free, but this goes far beyond that. So if we look at the contents of the toolkit, the mandatory documents, the light toolkit are things like the scope of the ISMS and the InfoSec policy and ISMS objectives, etc. So there's a number of those. But what this toolkit offers is vastly more than that. It's all the supporting documents. That includes the acceptable use policy, access control policy, asset inventory, communication plans, quite extensive, improvement plan templates, a number of SOPs around incident management, change management, those kind of things, and even an ISO 27001 project plan. So there's many more documents in there that you wouldn't get as part of the light free version. The course itself then is really in two parts. There is the introduction and the understanding of the ISO 27001 standard at very high before it moves into more granular detail about the clauses and controls. So we make sure that we cover all that off first, because just getting a copy of the standard and then reading it, it can be a very dry experience. So we try and breathe life into that. And we're also looking at what auditors might want. And let's have a look. Let's look at exploring the clauses here. It's one of the sections. Here we go. So in exploring the clauses, there are various lessons here from clauses 1 to 3, all the way through to 10. Let's pick one such as leadership. And we can see here what the purpose of leadership is. There's a video that I've created about leadership, giving you more information about it before going on. And there are some interactive elements here. You can turn the cards. Rather than just a dry reading experience, there's a mixture of video interactivity and even some quizzes as you go through to keep you engaged. So there are various bits that we go through here as we're learning more and more about how we would satisfy those clauses. At the end of each section is a summary of what an auditor is looking for. So there's like a checklist for you there. Now, that is learning the basics before we move on how to actually implement it. So the second part of the course, if you like, is about that, how to implement ISO 27001 in a small to medium organization and the DIY do-it-yourself approach. So this section here is an overview of that approach. You can minimize things, make it a bit bigger. It's not always necessary to have it in small screen mode. And then you can watch videos about the process that I've used. Now, I've used this over and over again over the years, and I've refined it as well. The way in which I first approached 27001 is very different to the way in which I do it now. So I talk about the process, and then I step you through the various activities. And this is just a high level helicopter view of those activities before going into much more detail. So that's the course content. It gives you a flavor of it. By all means, go and try the demo out. So you can access the demo through the link in the product description, and that will give you access to the light toolkit and the first module so that you can get a flavor for it. If you have any questions, then send them over to me at info@isaacblue.com.